He is a loser, and we're going to talk about a reason why today.
Have you ever played slots? Have you ever gambled in your
life? I
have. You can't. If that's a win.
Like that's a win.
That's a win.
Yeah, that is a win.
One needs to not be on the line.
What we win is him being a loser, and we have an example of it. It has to do with...
a bridge too far.
It may be, but he is a loser, okay? And it has to do with a complete misunderstanding and rewriting of history surrounding the origins of ISIS. And so that is Trump's loser Donald moment of the day, and you're going to see it at a rally yesterday in this video.
In fact, in many respects, you know, they honor President Obama. ISIS is honoring President Obama. He is the founder of ISIS. He's the founder of ISIS, okay? He's the founder. He founded ISIS. And I would say the co-founder would be crooked Hillary Clinton. Co-founder.
It's not even is crooked Hillary Clinton. It's now is the crooked Hillary Clinton.
Well, what I love about that is he says it, and you can see he gets delighted, like, I can't believe I just thought of this.
Right.
Like,
I should have been saying this all along.
Sitting there. Oh, he's the founder, folks. Holy shit, this man. He is the founder. Woo! Woo! I can't believe it. It's, you know, it's like Danny DeVito in Tin Men. This job is free. I'm a genius. I can't believe I never thought of this before. Right? It's unbelievable. That's what's happening, and it's a good thing Donald Trump. I wish he was the founder of ISIS because they'd be bankrupt by now.
Oh, they bounced back a couple times.
Come on.
I saw a guy in the background. I love watching now for Trump rallies. Watching the background. A guy in the background's like, that's stupid, but I like it. That's not historically accurate, but it makes me feel good right here.
But that's his whole, I mean, that's largely his campaign. I mean, these speeches and these things, because he gets a reaction. And he, of course, and it goes back to saying, look, women come to my rallies, they love me. Like
he just doesn't
like he sees
care,
numbers like Hillary's winning with women, whatever it is, 63-37. He goes, no, that's impossible. I went to this. I went to my rally. And there were hundreds of women there. They were all for it. It was like 500 to nothing, right?
None of them liked Hillary at the rally.
Right. So he he thinks that.
He does seem to think that.
And so a
lot of people think that way.
He didn't have a policy meeting with foolish Corey Lewandowski and some other bozos to decide that the wall would work. He said it in front of a crowd, and they cheered like crazy.
And that
when
now
he'd say it
became a
again.
plank.
He would come back to it, and then he was like, I'm going to make it higher. Yeah! I'm not even make it higher than that!
Yeah. 9,
I'm not going to pay for it. Mexico's going to pay for it. I mean, and I'm not, I mean, that's, but I just was reading about it today. Like, that's all that's happened. And so he responds here. Like you said, he didn't, got planned out, and then he's like, oh, wait, this is working.
Okay, now it gets even better, because you might think, oh, he's not an articulate guy who speaks with words that are good. Maybe he was misspeaking. So we're going to give him a chance to possibly clarify what he meant on the Hugh Hewitt show in this clip.
Oh, good.
Last night, you said the president was the founder of ISIS. I know what you meant. You meant that he created the vacuum. He lost the peace.
No, I meant he's the founder of ISIS. I do. He was the most valuable player. I give him the most valuable player award. I give her, too, by the way.
But he's not sympathetic to them. He hates them. He's trying to kill them.
He was the founder. The way he got out of Iraq was the founding of ISIS.
They screwed everything up. You don't get any argument from me, but by using the term founder, they're hitting with you on this again. Mistake?
No, it's no mistake. Everyone's liking it. I think they're liking it. I give him the most valuable player award, and I give it to him. And I gave a co-founder to Hillary. I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah, I did. I played it. I
gave her the co-founder.
I know what you're arguing.
And let me ask you: do you not like that?
I don't. I think I would say they lost the peace.
Okay, quick half an internet point to Hugh Hewitt for admitting that he doesn't like it. He loses 1 million points for having that jackass on his show after the dude mocked him to his face on the debate stage multiple times and said that he sucked and his ratings sucked and his show sucked. Are you not a man? Are you not a human at the end of the day, Hugh Hewitt? That you can stand up for yourself and your career by not having that guy back on your show? Jesus.
And then you treat him with kid gloves when you have him on your show.
Yeah.
You see him.
He at least said he was wrong.
But he's massaging him. Yeah, but don't you think you're giving him something to beat you with? Like, isn't it something for you to frickin' beat him with, too? Because you think he was wrong. Why are you trying to why are you skirting around? Why can't you address him like that guy in Wisconsin, the AM radio guy in Wisconsin did? Why? Because he'd rather have him come on his show because he doesn't That's why.
Yeah. Yeah, and look, I mean, he said in that first clip that they honor him in ISIS. No, they don't honor him. They put his image up and then they shoot it with machine guns and ads that they put out. There was apparently a discussion of how much money they should offer for someone to capture and enslave Michelle Obama. And not to mention the fact that for the past however many years, when we criticize him for seemingly at times indiscriminate bombing that leads to civilians dying, a lot of the other times it kills members of ISIS. And I think they've caught on to that as well. They're not fans of Barack Obama. We're going to have a little bit more of the video for you. But first of all, all of this argument rests on I was right, Obama was wrong. Obama took us out, created a vacuum, founded ISIS. He's the MVP. I said we shouldn't get out, except that he didn't say that. Thanks to BuzzFeed, they unearthed in 2007, talking with Wolf Blitzer, Donald Trump said, you know how they get out? They get out. That's how they get out. Declare victory and leave. Because I'll tell you, this country is just going to get further bogged down. They're in a civil war over there, Wolf. There's nothing that we're going to be able to do with a civil war. They're in a major civil war. Well, yes, it did get bogged down, you idiot.
You're saying
and
they're
so,
in a civil war?
Yeah, we're in a civil war. So he was saying, get out, just go. It's going to be bad there, just go. Well, turns out it was bad there after we just went, even though we didn't just leave. And so, again, just like with Iraq, like with Libya, he says he was against these things because of the results, but when he had to make the decision beforehand, he didn't have the judgment he now likes to claim that he had.
Jimmy at the Republican convention went in and you did that thing with the delegates talking about what if this were true of Trump. Would you like it if Trump did this? And
things that had already happened.
Things that Obama had already done. And they were like, oh, it'd be great. Reduce the deficit. So
cut the deficit in half, bomb ISIS.
Reduce unemployment.
And reduce unemployment.
Right. So here's, this is a story from December. This is the first story I found, a CNN story. U.S. Air Force has fired off more than 20,000 missiles and bombs since the U.S. bombing campaign against ISIS began 15 months ago. We've now added 9 months to that, and I'm sure many thousands more bombs.
We're running out of bombs. That's
leading to depleted munitions and stockpiles and calls to ramp up funding and weapons production. We dropped so many bombs on ISIS that we ran out of bombs. A peculiar thing for the founder to do.
Of ISIS.
Former Air Force Chief of Staff, current Air Force Chief of Staff General Mark Welsh saying that the Air Force is now expending munitions faster than we can replenish them.
Yeah.
Literally dropping more bombs than we can make, faster than we can make them.
Like if you were, and I want to get back to the videos, but if you were a sophisticated thinker, you could make an argument somewhat like what we have since our Second Iraq War have been trying to make, that you contribute to the growth and perpetuation of terrorist groups by killing people in these regions, by killing civilians, fueling the cycle of violence and making it clear that the U.S. is not the ally of those people. You could make an argument like that. You can't simply repeat over and over and over again, he founded ISIS. And so I do want to play another video because you're going to see he continually tries to rope in Hillary Clinton as well in this clip.
And Obama and Hillary Clinton, the founders of ISIS, they're the founders. In fact, I think we'll give Hillary Clinton the, if you're on a sports team, most valuable player, MVP. You get the MVP award. ISIS will hand her the most valuable player award. Her only competition is Barack Obama.
It's a. I don't know. I never know what the thing of it is that turns things around for him. Maybe it'll be nothing, but I don't know. It could be this.
I do think that he prefers this. If it's about the Khan thing, if it's about the Hillary should be murdered thing, those are worse for him than
at least
people keep saying Obama founded ISIS.
At least this is a fair fight in the sense. I mean, it's crazy and it makes no sense. But again, and thankfully, I believe it only preaches to the choir. I mean, that we know that in the Republican base, there's still 68% think he's Muslim. So the numbers are staggering. So I'm sure they believe that he founded ISIS, but it doesn't matter. This is a guy who desperately, more than any candidate in recent memory, needs to grow support. They all need to grow support. He has to grow support or he has zero. He's going to lose Georgia, for crying out loud. So I can't imagine that this doesn't. But I don't know. Again, it's him flexing his strength. This is where he's at his best, like looking
unapologetic.
Doing that thing that Jack talks about.
Like a
MVP.
Sports
team. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. You in the front, you know what I'm talking about, right? So I don't know. And of course, to your point earlier, I don't know that it will work. I doubt it. It seems like lunacy, but at least his opponents here, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, are in his league. They're not. They're out of his league. But you know what I'm saying. He's not kicking down.
He's not saying
kicking up.
murder my political
No,
opponents.
right. And he's picking a fight with people who he's allowed to pick fights with, unlike
Khan.
unlike Mr. Khan. But there is an argument. I don't agree with it. But in addition to your point about that we drop the bombs and it breeds hatred of America, and I'm sure it does. Bear in mind, we leave out that when you kill people in ISIS, it may well breed support of America, who may be grateful because ISIS is terrorizing these people. But I hear you. We don't have a good solution in any way here. But you can argue that Obama, again, I think it's the wrong argument, but it would be fair to say Obama created this vacuum, what Hugh Hewitt was trying to do, and that while the war was bad, he should never have left, and it was a sign of weakness, and we need to be strong, we need to finish the job in Iraq, we should finish what we started. I think that's an insane argument, but it's an argument that there are plenty of people in power who make. Right now, there are people in Congress and there are people in the military who think that we made a mistake by withdrawing in any way. So much so that, look, because it shows weakness. Now we have to ink. We can't quite get out. We said we were going to get out, but it was we created this vacuum, and now we got to go back in. Some of that argument has validity. Little bits and pieces of it have some validity.
Now, the interesting thing, a lot of people have been spreading this idea over the past, generally about a week or two, thinking that Trump might actually expect that he's going to lose, and some people think that he's purposefully losing at this point.
Yes.
I'm not there yet, but in this video that we're about to show you, he does seem to be planning ahead for a possible loss.
no doubt.
So let's listen to that.
You said it repeatedly. President Obama is the founder of ISIS. He's the founder. He founded ISIS. Do you think it's appropriate to call the sitting president of the United States the founder of a terrorist organization that wants to kill Americans?
He was the founder of ISIS, absolutely. The way he removed our troops, you shouldn't have gone in. I was against the war in Iraq. I was totally against it, even though I was a civilian, so nobody cared. But he was the founder, absolutely the founder. In fact, he gets in sports, they have awards. He gets the most valuable player award, him and Hillary. I mean, she gets it too. I gave them co-founder, if you really looked at the speech. I think you probably did. But he and Hillary get the most valuable player award, having to do with Iraq and having to do with the ISIS situation, or as he would call it, ISIL. He calls it ISIL because nobody else does, and probably wants to bother people by using a different term, and whether it's more accurate or not. Most people call it ISIS. He calls it ISIL. He was the founder of ISIS, and so was she. I mean, I call them co-founders.
Well, so not only do you not think it was an issue,
and because of the way he got out, as bad as it was that they went in, they should have never gotten in. He shouldn't have gotten in the way he got out. He shouldn't have gotten out the way he got out. It was a disaster what he did.
How do you think?
Is there something wrong with saying that? Why are people complaining that I said he was the founder of ISIS?
I'm wondering how you think that's going to play in some battleground states.
Whatever it is, it is. Look, all I do is tell the truth. I'm a truth teller. All I do is tell the truth. And if at the end of 90 days I fall in short because I'm somewhat politically correct, even though I'm supposed to be the smart one, and even though I'm supposed to have a lot of good ideas, it's okay. You know, I go back to a very good way of life. It's not what I'm looking to do. I think we're going to have a victory, but we'll see.
So I realized he's, like, you're at a party that you don't really want to be at, and, like, you get pulled aside by some guy who's watched Ancient Aliens and Fox News, and that's it, and then you realize, oh, God, this is about to become a thing. That's all he is.
That happened twice at the TYT party last weekend.
Really?
Even though I'm supposed to be the smart one. I don't agree with you guys. I think that your pop psych analysis is... cannot be substantiated.
I don't even know if it rises to the level of that. But
that he knows he's going to lose, that he's trying to lose. I don't think he's trying to lose.
Well, he's talking about losing, which is not normal for him.
No, right. I think he's building, and I think he recognizes that I might have to build an escape hatch, and that's what rigged was, right?
Yeah,
saying it's rigged so that I can say,
it's rigged.
It's rigged. I'm out.
And now he's already starting to say, well, I'm too politically incorrect for this country.
Totally.
That's why.
But I don't think that means he wants to lose. I think he is.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Narcissists
I think he wants to
protect their image at all costs. That's what he's doing. The best thing he can do is win. And he believes that when he sees those crowds, he thinks those 1,000 people that was going to be 8,000, but the freaking fire marshal wouldn't let him in. Yeah. He thinks that's the sign of everyone loves him.
So
like,
you
I'm not
really
getting.
think that when he does this, he thinks he's doing a good thing to help him because his crowds like it?
I do. I think he thinks he's doing it. And also, that was a rare moment with Trump where you could see the fruits of an actual discussion between maybe himself, but probably his kids, or maybe Paul Manafort or Roger Stone, who I'm sure he still gets on the phone. Roger Stone, one of the 7 worst people in America. So he still, because that he said he was ready for that question. First of all, do you think it's appropriate to refer? Well, obviously he thinks it's appropriate. He said it 6 times, right? So I don't think, that's not really, that seems like a tough question, but it isn't.
Yeah,
because what you want to say is, I don't think it's appropriate. I don't think the American people think it's appropriate. It's not appropriate. Why did you do that?
Yeah.
But I got it. That guy was trying. The problem is with that guy also is that when they yell at each other, ultimately the decent person stops yelling. Yeah. And that guy is decent, and Trump is indecent, and so Trump wins that because all he does is project strength. But to me, every time he said it in both of those interviews with that guy at CNBC and with Hugh Hewitt, Trump said he was ready for it. Like, you know, do you think it was appropriate? Yeah, he's the founder of ISIS. He founded ISIS. Obama, he's the founder of ISIS. So that you see that Trump meeting where they were like, no, I'm going to say he founded ISIS, and then we're just going to drill it home. We're never going to back down. And I'm going to act surprised when they say, what, people don't like that? What are you talking about? People love it.
You're not a member of the Young Turks yet?
Come on, come on.
Now, when you join up, we're going to say,
oh, yeah, yeah.
We might even say,
there you go, baby. There you go.
Be the independent media. Be the Young Turks. TYTnetwork.com/join.